wake up in such a good mood and you're so excited to start your day, but then you get to where you're going and there's that one person that just sets you off and ruins your entire day? Have you ever felt really good about something you've done, only for someone else to criticize it? Hi, I'm Diana, and today I wanted to talk about how to ignore the haters. To start the process of learning how to ignore the haters and just not caring what they think anymore is to come to the realization of why exactly the haters hate on you.
One possible reason that someone could be making fun of you or talking down about you is because they feel bad about themselves. And so, to make themselves look better, they just go and put others down.
Another reason that haters may be hating just might be because they're jealous of you.
A third reason for the haters hating on you might just be because of something that happened in the past. Maybe it was that you offended them in the past, or you did something that they didn't like.
Another really common reason that the haters hate is because they have nothing better to do in their life. Your life is just much more exciting than theirs, so yeah, obviously they're gonna talk about it.
Another type of hater I see a lot in this world are haters that have a crush on you. A lot of times what happens is if we like someone and we don't think that they like us back, or like they say they don't like us or something, then we'll get upset and we'll go tell people like bad things about them. And that's just because it makes us seem as if we never did like them.
And the last type of hater are exes. If you break up with someone, there's a good chance they're gonna talk a lot of crap about you to everyone. And it's just to make themselves look better, so, there's nothing you can do about it, and if people believe the other person, then so be it. Who cares what they think,
Now that we have addressed all the types of haters, it's a lot easier to be able to ignore them knowing what we know. So just because someone's jealous or because someone doesn't like themselves and they're trying to make themselves look better, that doesn't mean that what they're saying is really valid. I am a sole believer that every single person has just as many good qualities and bad qualities in them as everyone else. We were all created equally with certain talents and abilities. An example of this is making fun of someone just because they're different from the rest of the people. Just because someone makes fun of something that you do doesn't mean that you don't have any abilities in this world. Sometimes it's hard not to believe them when something they say is kind of accurate. Although it's accurate, you just have to remember what I've been saying about the fact that you have good qualities. A lot of times when someone does that, it's just best to think about all the good qualities you have in your head just so you're able to ignore them. Something else that I found to be true is that when someone says something bad and you believe it, you can always overcome it, and sometimes, even though you believe them, they're not always accurate. I remember a few years ago, I was having a really hard time in math. When I would ask questions, a lot of people would laugh, and they would say that I'm just really dumb and not smart, or anything like that. I started to believe it and got really down on myself, which caused me to do even worse. However, the following year, I had a teacher who was much nicer and really believed in me and tried to help me out any way that she could. I ended up making an A in math that year. I understood every single thing we did. Come to find out, I just had a lot easier time understanding my teacher than the one before, based on the fact that my teacher actually respected the questions. Another time, I was sitting in class applying to colleges, and the guy next to me asked about the colleges I was applying to. When I told him, he responded, "There is no way that you're getting into all of those colleges." I could have really let that affect me and not submitted all of my applications, but instead, I decided to ignore what he said. Turns out, I've gotten into all the colleges I've applied to. When people say something that's really mean, they're just focusing on your negative qualities. Sometimes they could even be making fun of something that to them is negative, but to you could be a positive thing. If someone makes fun of you or says something bad about you just because you're different, it does not mean that you should change at all. If someone judges you for who you are, that's their problem. If you try to change just so that you'll fit in and people won't hate on you, that's your problem. And that is a great reason of why you should ignore the haters. If it comes a point where it's bothering you so badly to the point where you feel like you cannot ignore it, I would recommend saying something to the person. Even if it might not work, it might get the person to realize how ridiculous they are. A good way to do this would be to just tell the person something like, what you're doing is like really not nice, or, your opinion's really irrelevant to me, or you have no idea what you're talking about. Just make sure that you don't make fun of them back or hate back on them, because you don't want to stoop to their level. Another really funny idea I had was that when the haters start hating, you could just ask them, why are you saying this? Because most likely it is one of the reasons I mentioned earlier, and they're going to have no idea what to say. But besides from that, hopefully you have learned why the haters hate, and from that you'll be able to realize that it's such a waste of your time to be concerned about the haters at all, and therefore you will be able to ignore them. Just remember that you don't become what you want, you become what you believe. So please, do not believe the haters. Believe what you want so that you can achieve it. That's what I did to get the A in math, to get accepted to all the colleges, and everything else that I mentioned. I found that when you believe in yourself more, it causes you to do a better job at things and therefore perform better. But if you're just listening to the haters, then it makes you not perform as well because you just don't think that you can do it, so you don't try as hard. With all this being said, I hope it has motivated everyone to not listen to the haters and just stay on their own track and ignore them all. They all have ulterior motives for hating on you, and it's just ridiculous, and you're going to get a lot further in life than they are by just sitting around hating on people. Thank you all for watching, and I hope this has really inspired everyone. See you in my next video.